heading up toward Elk Mountain. There's a steep grade up here. Lots of beautiful scenery. Check out these rock formations off to the right. Winds are blowing about 40 miles an hour up here right now. Driving a Peterbilt 579 with a 13-speed transmission. I'll try to tell you what gears I'm in, going up and down. Right now I'm in 13 still, doing about 68 miles an hour. Gotta slow down to get over. Wyoming, out going west, Utah, you see these doubles, these tankers that are doubles. And every now and then you'll see a triple out here. Not as common, but I've seen them out here. Right now going up this smaller little hill section, I dropped down to 12th gear. If you're in a 10 speed, you can probably still do this in 10th gear, but I'd say most of you guys are probably in automatics by now. Got about 65,000 pounds is my gross, so I'll go back up to 13th gear right now. I'll try to get around this little camber. About 64 miles an hour. Still going uphill. About 59 miles an hour. I stayed in 13th gear. So when you're going westbound, going up is very slow. It's a very slow ascent. Coming back down on the other side is a lot steeper, so see how it goes. The weather's pretty clear today. It's not snowing. The winds yesterday were 65 miles an hour, so I wasn't even going to try it. This stretch of highway right here is normally pretty bad. that when it comes to winds, storms. Very windy up here. When it gets windy like this, you should always slow down. They got variable speed limits on the highway for a reason. You should slow down. Normally about 50, 55, sometimes slower depending on how hard the wind's blowing. But when it gets up above 40, 50 miles an hour, I normally consider pulling off the road, because any higher than that, even if you're loaded, if it hits you just right, you can blow over. And then that's it. You're done. I don't like to risk it. 65 mile an hour winds, I'm pulling over. Look over at the mountain ranges off to the right. Beautiful up here. Pushing me around right now. This section's getting a little steeper. I'm going to drop down to 12th gear. To 12th is basically just moving the side splitter down. We go from 12th to 11th, we're going to move the side splitter up and move the shift up into basically what would be 9th gear and a 10-speed. Right now we're running pretty solid. We're actually going down a little bit right now, so we're able to kick it back up to 13th gear. Should be getting ready to go down here soon. Probably going to stay behind this guy, even though I could probably pass him, because the downhill, I'm actually going to slow down on the descent and probably drop a gear just to make sure we're good. I try to not touch my brakes on these downhills. Engine brake does a fine job at holding you. Now, there's no reason to use your brakes if you don't have to. If you do have to, though, stab brake, firm hold, drop a little bit in speed, let off of it. Don't never just jam down the brakes and hold them. I'm going to drop down to 12th gear right now, and you see off to the right is the Abraham Lincoln Memorial statue. Here's the grade, 5% for 5 miles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my 4-ways on, And I'm going to drop down to 11th gear. So I'm in 11th gear right now.
Christian checks.
Hey, everybody's calling me, but I'm trying to record a video. So 11th gear, we're doing about 50 miles an hour. We're just going to stay behind this truck. Let the engine brake do its thing. I normally hit the gas if the engine brake's slowing me a little too much, or you can move the engine brake up into the second position, which will just use a little less engine brake. But speed limit's 65. There's no reason to get in a hurry. 50 miles an hour down this stretch. Stay in the right lane so people can get around you. There's going to be people who do 70, 75 down here, and they're just retarded. And that's okay. When they run off the side of the mountain, that's on them. I have not touched my brakes at all. I'm in 11th gear. My engine brake is in the second setting. And it's holding me just fine. Here comes the steepest part. Oh, it's very windy up here. I kicked the engine brake up to the highest setting for this stretch. We're still holding at 50 miles an hour. What you don't want to do is fly down this thing. I mean, could you imagine blowing a steer tire going 70 miles an hour down this? You'd probably kill yourself. You know, there's no sense in it. Stay in the right lane so people can get around you. 50 miles an hour is a great speed down this. I'm still holding just fine at 50 miles an hour. My RPMs are around 14. And if it's safe to do so, there's nothing behind me, so I'm going to get over for this guy a little bit. And I'm going to get right back over. You got to get over, just make sure nobody's behind you. If they try to go around you, they won't be able to stop. They'll burn their brakes up. Not a good situation. This is Elk Mountain in Wyoming on I80. We are in February 29th actually of 24. We're at about 53 miles an hour right now. Engine brake's still holding good. I haven't touched anything, haven't touched the brakes, haven't touched nothing. Here comes a truck to my left that's flying. And another one flying. You know, to each their own. Accidents happen up here, and when you're going 70 miles an hour down a grade, it's kind of hard to prevent accidents. You know, going at a more manageable speed down this grade, I can see something out in front of me, and I can probably stop my truck in time. Going 70 miles an hour down this 5% grade, I don't know if I can stop it. There goes FedEx. Absolutely flying. Now I'm going to hit my gas a little bit because the grade is kind of leveling out. Go ahead and shift gears because that is pretty much the end of the grade. I'm back in 13th gear. My 4-ways are going off. That's Elk Mountain, guys.